Taylor here from Ultimate Speaker. I'm founder of the 9 Steps to Ultimate Speaker training system and bringing you another episode of the Ultimate Speaker TV, where I help you with your communication and your public speaking skills. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever been to a presentation or a workshop and it's just sounded like, gosh, I just don't know what that message is about? It sounds like it's about health, or it sounds like I can improve my health, for example, but I'm just not clear. In fact, I brought along a couple of props. One is, does it look a little bit like that, where it's all murky and a bit muddy and a bit unclear? Or is it looking like that? And of course, you know, we really want our conversations, our network, our meetings, our presentations, our workshops to be really, really clear, crystal clear as we possibly can. So what I thought we'd focus on today is giving you some tips around how you can do that even before you start creating your workshop, your presentation, before you even start putting the information together for your meeting. And there are 3 key things. And the one is, and those of you who've worked with me, you know that we start here, it's getting clear on your overall message, your purpose. This is one of the key things that I learned from my first mentor that I had, Nadine Love. That overall message is so key. The other 2 things that come into it are getting clear on your overt and covert outcomes. So let's start as a focal point. Let's start with the overall message. Craig Valentine often calls it the foundational phrase. Patricia Fripp calls it the premise. But let's think of it as being your overall, the umbrella of your message. Then the clearer this is, the more clarity there is for your audience. In fact, let's just pause for a moment and just focus on why your outcomes and this overall message are so key. When you're thinking about your audience, you've got to think about who you're targeting, and you want it really clear for them, as we know. So the clearer you are on what the overall objective is that you're wanting to reach, the clearer your audience will be. This means that you're going to have greater engagement, you're going to have greater interest from your audience, you're going to keep them on the journey with you, as opposed to going like scratching their heads and going, what on earth are we talking about? And you're losing them. This is the big thing, possibility of actually losing them, and they're switching off because they start thinking about other things. Hey, hello, we've got a few people. Hello. So the other thing is that when you're clear on delivering your talk, then so what I meant to say is when you're clear on what's going into your talk and what the overall objective, then it makes it really easy to what goes into your talk. So when you think about it, you might think, oh, is it this story? Is it that story? Is it this content piece, or is it that content piece? But when you're clear on your overall message and your outcomes, it makes it really easy to put it through the filter of those 3 things as to what goes in. So let's coming back to the first thing that we're going to focus on is your overall message. Now, the key thing here is it needs to be 10 words or less. If it's more than 10 words, then you're not clear enough on your message. Okay, so some examples of this might be, everyone can learn how to confidently speak in public. Okay, so 10 words or less, and there's a really clear message that you're going to learn confidence and public speaking. Another one which I love to use, and you can use this for any industry, is there is always a solution. And you imagine you can use that for health, for wealth, for public speaking, it's always a solution, okay? Another one might be, and I love this one by Zig Ziglar. In fact, I just need to read it out because it's like, I always muddle up the words otherwise. Your attitude, not your aptitude, will determine your altitude. And that's a really great premise or overall message because it's got the alliteration there. So it makes it really memorable for people to remember and recall later on. But like a story, it makes it easy. So you've got that. And there is nothing but fear itself. That's another one. Okay, so again, we can apply that. So there's a few examples of what you can do for your overall message. Now let's just take a look at the outcomes. Now, outcomes break into overt and covert outcomes. So your covert outcomes are the ones like, they're your outcomes. What specifically do you want to achieve in this talk? Now remember, this isn't a one-box-fits-all. I do this for every single talk. I decide what the premise is and what the overall message is and what the outcomes are, because you have a different target audience, you have a different message, you have different talks within the aspect of your business, and this is the reason why it's really clear you need to do this every single time. So your covert outcomes, how do you want to feel as you're delivering this? And I don't know if you know this, in science they've actually proven, that we are 99.999% energy. I didn't realize until the other day that we were actually that high. And this means that because we're so high, because we're energy, we think we're solid, but we're not. But if we're that much energy, it means that how we feel, we're creating that ripple effect. And this is why we need to step up into that state of mind that we want to have our audience feel. Think about Tony Robbins. I mean, he's delivering to like 5,000, 6,000 people at a time. How could he possibly reach all of those people? Well, it's really easy because he's in the state. So he comes in going, right, I'm bringing through the motivation, I'm bringing through the fun, I'm bringing through relaxed, calm, inspiration. So you become that, and then you deliver it. So this is the first part of getting clear on your covert outcomes, is how do you want to feel? How do you want to show up? What are the outcomes that you're wanting? Are you perhaps selling a product? Perhaps you're wanting to promote a new service or a charity that you've become involved with. I know that the Inspire Youth Forum, I've been working a little bit with Vicky Magic around and promoting that, because it's coming up this Saturday. And I love doing that. So the videos that I've been doing, it's about, that's the outcome I want people to be inspired to be involved with. Another thing would be to, okay, what do you want your audience to receive from this? Is it education? Is it entertainment? So again, that clarity means the more clear you are, the more clear your audience will be. And of course, the other part of that, which we mentioned before, are your overt outcomes. Now, your overt are the outcomes for your audience. Again, you're thinking about your target audience. You're thinking about, well, what would really help them? What are the benefits for them? Because the more they understand the benefits for them, and the more that you understand what you want for them, again, the clearer the message will be for them as they're listening to you. So how do you want them to feel? Again, do you want them to feel inspired and motivated to go out and do something? If it's health challenges that you're helping people overcome, how do you want them to step out of that? What do you want them to do as a result of hearing you speak? So I trust this is making sense, because the clearer you are for your audience, the clearer they will be in the message that they receive from you, and what you want them to do as a result of listening to your talk and presentation. And look, I invite you, if you're having any challenges around this, or you would like some clarity, perhaps you've got an upcoming talk that you'd just like to run past, I'm really happy to give you a helping hand on this. All you need to do is private message me, or send me, I'll put in the link in the message box in a moment, the Acuity scheduling message, and you can send an appointment, click on that, and we can arrange an appointment to have a chat. So this has been fun as always. Until next week, remember to keep speaking from your heart and sharing your message, and we'll see you then. Have fun.